This episode of Himouto just reminded me that this summer season of anime is reaching closer and closer to its conclusion. The reason for this is because of the winter-themed episode. Even though it was very out of place for this time of year, it still reminded me that summer is almost gone. And it's kind of sad, really, if you think about it, because, I mean, it feels like it was just yesterday or last week that we just began this anime season, and it's already almost over. I mean, think about that for a second. I mean, we only got a couple weeks, and this is done. And then we move on into, like, One Punch Man and everything like that, which I'm looking forward to. Still, it's kind of sad to see an anime season end, because there's usually a lot of good things that end, and we might not ever get a season 2, and that goes along with Himouto. And so, this week's episode of Himouto, besides reminding me that the season is almost over, it is a winter-themed episode. It has Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it has New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and that's pretty much what the entire episode is. And so, all the cliches from New Year's to Christmas Eve to Christmas, different things like that, usually that's, you know, in individual anime, kind of got settled with this week's episode of Himouto, with its own little spin of, you know, Himouto-type comedy. And I have to say, I like the episode for different reasons. I like, you know, getting to see the perspective of the work life on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. That was definitely something that I think some have faced in their life. Like, I remember when I was working where I had to work a long time ago, where I had to work in Christmas, or, you know, Christmas week right before Christmas and stuff. It was definitely something nobody really wants to do. Let's just face that. Nobody really wants to work on Christmas Day and different things like that. And so to think about it, it's pretty funny how this episode did that. It was a little bit realistic. And then also the way they went about, you know, showing the family aspect of Christmas. And then, you know, how, you know, Umaru was very lonely, which I didn't expect that. That's something I really did not expect from Himouto. That's one thing I did not expect, was symbolism around being lonely. Like, let me explain. I think everybody by now most likely can understand when it comes to anime that shows snow, or manga when it shows snow and you see snow falling, and when a character looks up into the sky and, you know, the character's by themselves, usually that symbolizes that they are lonely. And that's kind of what that scene was representing when, you know, Umaru was by herself inside of the apartment, and she was looking out the window, saw snow and all that, and she was by herself looking at family, like, oh, she's with her family and all that. She was saying, like, she was lonely. And so, to see that type of symbolism, I did not expect to see that in Himouto, of all things. Just symbolism of loneliness. I didn't. But the thing about that entire scene, though, is to show you that Umaru does like being around people. She loves, you know, her family. She loves her brother, and she wants to spend time with him. She really cares about him. I mean, we've seen this constantly, time and time again, throughout Himouto, where she does want to spend time with her Oni-chan, and, you know, usually it's with her own little way. For instance, she wants to play games with him, or different things like that, because, let's face it, I mean, in the past, since I am one of the youngest siblings, I am the youngest, to be honest, in my family, when I was younger, when I was, you know, playing, let's say, Halo and stuff, I wanted to always have my brother play Halo with me. I'm like, hey, Ani-chan, Ani-chan, if I was, you know, in the anime, I'd say, Ani-chan, Ani-chan, play Halo with me. That's what I would say. And to see how she acts when she wants to, like, have an entire day with her brother, play some games, sit down and all that, it was enjoyable. Speaking of actually sitting down and stuff, that table, the heating table, I think it's a kotetsu, I think that's how you say it. I've seen that table constantly in anime and manga. I've seen it throughout my entire time of actually watching anime and stuff. I've always wanted one of those tables. I've always wanted one of those freaking tables, because it always looked like it'd be so damn comfortable. Like, I mean, just to sit underneath a heating table and enjoy yourself. Because, I mean, think about this. I could probably have that type of table sitting down here and I could do my reviews on it. Ooh, that'd be badass. Okay, I get a little bit off topic from the series. Holy shit. Anyways, Himouto this week. Very, very enjoyable, that I feel like everybody will enjoy if you like Christmas-themed episodes, but it does feel a little bit out of place according to the time of the year, because, I mean, it is summer. Even though the summer season is getting closer and closer to the conclusion, it is still necessarily summer, and so to have this type of episode, it feels a little bit out of place. It is like, you know, the animator's like, let's just throw this in there because we don't really have other content to really animate at this moment. But whatever the case may be, it was still fun, so tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Please have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.